What's better than starting the week green? Hey, what is going on, guys? So I took about 4 trades today, all on Nvidia. I was going long in the morning. I took 3 trades. All 3 of them were losers. And then I finally took a short position on Nvidia. It canceled out all of my short positions, and I actually ended green on the day, about $200 or $300. And it's a perfect example of letting your winners run and cutting your losers short. And guys, as always, my entries, my exits, where my stop losses is, and my trade plan entirely was alerted to our private group. And as always, the links for that are going to be in the description below. It'll be the best $29 that you ever spend. So guys, without wasting any time, let's hop onto the charts, and I'm going to show you guys why I was watching Nvidia today and why I took the trades that I took today. All right, guys, so I am going to begin by showing you guys why I was even interested in Nvidia in the first place. So this is the chart for Nvidia, and I am going to go into pre-market and show you guys why I was watching Nvidia. It had a setup that I really like and that I always try to trade if I see it. So as you guys can see, Nvidia has this supply demand zone area. So we have this old supply level that we've seen rejections from. We've seen a breakout from this area that caused this nice move higher. We've seen that same breakout all the way there. And as you can see, when we go to recent times, so I'm going to pull up Nvidia right here. As you guys can see, in recent times, Nvidia has been testing this area. So it's been testing this area. We've seen a rejection of that area over there. We've seen a rejection of that area over there. And coming into trading this morning, Nvidia began testing that area once again. And I was interested to see if today would finally be the day that Nvidia broke above. And if I replay, I'm going to show you guys how Nvidia looked like in pre-market. So this is the zone that I am watching. So it's this 130 level. So it's this $130 level. And I wanted to see, is Nvidia going to be able to break this level and hold this zone right here? So as you can see in pre-market, we were able to break that level, and that is something that I always like to see, because that tells me that big money is interested in Nvidia if they are breaking it above this supply level right here. And if I can get Nvidia calls somewhere around this area, then I could see a nice bounce and see continuation to the higher levels. So now I'm going to show you guys how Nvidia looked when it first opened up. So I'm going to go a little further back. And as Nvidia opened up, I seen we were holding this level. So we started to hold this level right here, and I took some calls right about here, targeting this higher level. So I was targeting the highs of days, which is kind of right here, so around $130. And I had a game plan that if Nvidia begins to break below this level down here, then I would take my stop loss. So we have a game plan. We're going long Nvidia. We're looking for the highs of pre-market, and our stop loss is the lows of pre-market. And as you can see, Nvidia started to trend higher, and my contracts were up about 10%, something like that. And I was looking to see if we can break this level right here. And Nvidia finally broke this level right about there at $131. And I wanted to see, is Nvidia going to continue higher and start testing this next level up here at $136? And we can see Nvidia failed. So it failed that breakout, and I ended up taking a very small loss because the contracts were losing value. So I took about a small loss right about there as we retraced, and then I entered again right here. So I entered again right here to see, maybe we can see a little bit of a move once again. And Nvidia failed once more, and I took one more try at Nvidia right there. I liked this area. I liked this demand zone right here. So I said, we have this double bottom right here. If Nvidia can hold this level, we can maybe see that move, and buyers may be able to finally step up. So I took that trade. I was green for a little bit, and Nvidia just showed that it was weak, and I immediately took my stop loss right there. And I'm gonna get off the charts for a second and tell you guys, this is what trading is about. You have a game plan, you have an area of interest. and you enter, but you always need to have a stop loss, a plan for an exit. And immediately when I seen that red candle and I seen us breaking below that demand zone, I took my loss, and my loss was very small compared to if I ended up holding this trade and Nvidia dropped 3% like it did today. I would have been down maybe 70-80%, but it's better. Just take that small loss, more opportunities will come. Alrighty guys, so back to the charts. So now I see Nvidia is actually breaking lower, and this tells me a few things. So I didn't just go short because my longs failed. So sometimes we do that, right? We revenge trade, we see we're going long, the thing starts going short, we immediately switch to shorts, but that is not what I was doing here. It had nothing to do with revenge trading, but more of understanding what I see in the charts. So the same way that I went long over here, many traders went long over here, and they are still bag holding. So they are still bag holding, and what markets like to do is they like to screw over those who bag hold. So I know the idea of going long is over. I'm out of my position, which means with a clear mind, I can take a short position if I feel like Nvidia is losing this demand zone, and that is what I felt. I felt Nvidia is losing this demand zone. So once I seen this retrace right here to the old demand zone, which is now a supply level, that is where I took my short position, and I was looking to add. So I took my short position right there, and I said if we touch 120.60 right here, which is the major supply level, I'm going to add to my position. And if we jump to a 1 minute chart, I guess we're on a 1 minute chart, we actually started to break below. So once we broke below this level right here, once I seen that break below that level and Nvidia holding that level, I added to my position right about there at 128.70, and I was very okay with holding this trade. I was looking to see, hey, where do I want to exit? So we need to always know where we need to exit this trade, and my plan for this was also very clear as well. So my entry was kind of about right here, and I was looking for our next area of demand. So this is a small demand zone. I was looking to exit around that 126.80 level, and my stop loss would be if this thing started to go higher. So if this thing started to go higher and we started to get back into this zone right here, I would exit my short position. So this was the plan right here. So we have a clear area where we want to exit for profit. We have a clear area where we want to exit if we hit a stop loss, and I let the trade run. So I let the trade run, and as you can see, there were some reversals and bounces and all that, but eventually I exited my entire position right there at 126.80, and there was a couple reasons why I exited there. So obviously it's the demand zone that I spoke about earlier right there. But also, if we go to Bookmaps, I took a screenshot of this. So if we go to Bookmaps, we had some buyers sitting there. So we had some buyers sitting there at $128, and we had some buyers sitting there at $127 right there. But the major buyers were right there at 125. So maybe I could have let one of my runners run, because as you can see, Nvidia ended up dropping all the way down to very close to the main demand zone at $124, all the way down here. As you can see, Nvidia is kind of having a reversal here, but what I like to do on Mondays is when I have a decent green day, I just stop trading, because sometimes that volume dies down on Mondays, and I like to just start the week green. It gives you good mindset and motivates you, and makes it a little bit easier to go into the rest of the week when you start off green on Monday. I like to go a little bit more aggressive on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. That's when that volume really starts to kick in. Also, guys, I want to show you one other reason why I took this short position in the first place. Why another confluence for why I took this short position, and also why I took my profits right about there. So if we go to the Qs, Actually, if we go to NQ, so we're gonna look at the NASDAQ. I seen the NASDAQ was breaking its level right here. So I was watching the NASDAQ, seeing if it can hold this level. And once I seen this thing was losing this level right here and starting to go lower, I was comfortable with holding my short position on Nvidia. And if we go to the Qs right here, once I seen us come down and now test this demand zone right here, I wanted to take my stop loss. I wanted to take my profits on Nvidia because I knew that there is a chance that this thing can reverse. Obviously that didn't happen. We lost that level, but I didn't want to risk it. I wanted to take my profits and keep it moving. All right, guys, that is all for this video. And like I said before, if you want to be part of our community so you can get these trades, you can get our watch list where I show you guys, what zones I'm watching, then make sure you hit that first link in the description, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.